What is up, guys? Zan from the Madden YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the gun split offset, which I think is a very underutilized formation in the West Coast offense. But before we do that, please do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. Also, make sure you guys hit that notification bell so you're notified every day when I upload here to the Zan Madden YouTube channel. If you guys want to watch me play Madden live, you guys can find me on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Zan Madden. The link is below in the description, and I do have exclusive subscriber-only content for my Twitch Prime and Tier 1 subscribers. My Tier 2 subscribers will receive my full Washington Redskins Hot Route Master offense on top of those sub-tips that go out each and every Friday. Okay, guys, without further ado, let's get into today's video. We're going to be taking a look at the play 689 hook out of the gun split offset. I like this because it gives you some nice quick pass options against heavy blitzers. It gives you the protection of two back sets, which is going to give you a 7-man max protect, but it also maintains some spread concepts in that you have twins to one side and a spread receiver to the other. So it's different in that you can max protect and not be in compression and be pretty you can rely on your pass protection, or you can throw some quick throws out of the backfield to your running backs. I really like this play. It's going to be able to beat cover 4, cover 3 for one play scores. And I just think in general that this is a formation that you could maybe mix in if you run the West Coast offense. Obviously, if you guys run the West Coast offense, you guys know about the near close flex and obviously the far tight slots. Their bunch is very good, but not a lot of people actually go to this split offset. And I think that this is one of those plays that you should be adding to your arsenal, just because if you face somebody who runs, that cover 4 drop and just kind of chill, this is going to be an easy one play score. And it's also going to be able to get you some big plays against cover 3 as well. And it's very hard to blitz because of the hook route that you see to the running back on this play. So let's go ahead and get into it. I think that the key to this is to bait your opponent into some cover 4. So maybe early in the game you not necessarily waste a play, but you call a power O and try to run this up, force them into that cover 4 type defense where they're starting to creep down with their safeties. They're starting to maybe base align their coverage, whatever they're doing, they're going to be trying to bring these safeties down. Most players that play cover 4 are definitely going to press because they feel like the press quarters on the outside are unable to be bombed for one play score. So for instance, out here, if I were to use a streak to Goodwin, you got Goodwin against Trey Flowers. Goodwin is probably going to be fast enough to run by him because, in regs, he's fast enough. But you see, Garoppolo doesn't have the strongest arm either, but you really have to be considerably faster in this game to run past an outside quarter. So for instance, on the other side, if I were to try to streak Emmanuel Sanders against this, it's not even a press zone, but you see here on the other side that, you can't just run by it, even though it's not a press outside zone. So that's why most players love to run outside quarter zones instead of outside thirds when they press, because when you run the outside thirds, they tend to press and get beat. So if I were to do this here, you should see on the right, you notice how he presses them and gets burned over the top. So that's kind of the worry, and that's why most players tend to run press quarters instead of press thirds, where they don't actually want to get beat off the line. So with this, you're going to be able to use this against your opponent by using a little bit of a motion snap. So you'll notice that this little fade, what we want to do here on this play, you can max protect this if you want. But if you catch them in cover 4 press, just motion this little fade to the inside. And as soon as that linebacker moves, snap it so he gets a free release. You're going to be able to just lob this outside pass lead over the top for an easy one play score against your cover 4. So very easy throw. This is stealing. You're going to be able to take this throw very consistently. Again, you're going to want a fast player out there if you can. But if I were to go ahead and try to, move the ball to the other side, maybe flip this a little bit, I think Emmanuel Sanders is pretty slow, and I think that Shaq Griffin on the Seahawks is pretty fast, but I'm going to try the same principle over here on the other side, where we just kind of motion Sanders to the inside. As soon as that guy moves, we snap the ball. Yeah, and you see how we're able to kind of get behind that guy. It's a little sneaky, but again, Shaq Griffin's so much faster than Emmanuel Sanders that he recovered there, plus Garoppolo doesn't have a big arm. So that is a throw that you could definitely make. So it's just something that I want you to be aware of against your cover 4, is that you will definitely be able to take this throw against any type of press outside quarters in this game. Just a simple motion to the inside, kind of let him become the new slot receiver. He'll get that free release, and then you're just going to lob it all the way over the top for that easy lob touchdown. Especially if you guys are playing Mutt, you probably have amazing receivers, Megatron, Moss, etc., Golden Ticket Julio. Those types that are going to be able to really run that route well for you. Now, The other thing on this play that you would like to see out of cover 4, but isn't really reliable, is the fact that you have a Portland concept. You've got a dig to one side, and you got a deep, deep, skinny post to the other. Unfortunately, this play doesn't really pan out the way you would like it to. In that you're looking for this post to really get open over the top, but for some reason, because it's in the slot and it has that inside release on the S post, it just doesn't really get into a spot that you're looking for it to get into. You could try using a smart routed in route. It really doesn't help too much on this play. It's just very unfortunate. I wish it did, because this would give you a little built-in, kind of a bomb setup. I mean, you could see you could maybe fit it over the top of the short side corner, but that safety is still there to kind of influence that play just a smidge. So a little frustrating for sure, but it is something that you could try. Obviously, if you move the ball the other hash, the results are not that different in that post route just does not get out there. It just does not get out there. So you see, he's going to try to win. You have to basically throw it all the way over to the far sideline, and it just doesn't get open. So it's very, very unfortunate. If this were a true skinny post and it wasn't an S post, you probably could make that work, but it's not really gonna work. You can try to motion him outside again on the short side, widen him out just a little bit more. But again, I don't really see that helping too much. You can kind of see it still gets covered. So kind of ditch that S post in terms of thinking about Portland concept. You need that S post to be further out wide. It can't be run from the slot to be cover 4. So I just wanted to kind of make that apparent to you guys. Now, this play is still great against drop zone coverage. And the reason I say that is you have these routes to the running back. You've got a little hook route, which is a great check down route. You could actually throw it smooth out of the backfield and kind of possession catch. Right there, even an enforcer, Bobby Wagner, didn't jar it loose. If you have abilities on your running back, I mean, this is your running back that does take the power O, so you could use maybe a pin and pull specialist if you wanted to scheme out of this formation, give yourself better blocking on the power O. Maybe try to have backfield mismatch. So that way you could throw this route just absolutely money out of the backfield, assuming you don't hit your lineman in the back of the head. Backfield mismatch on a running back is going to guarantee that if he's matched up with a linebacker, that he won't drop the pass. But this is a pretty reliable possession catch throw that you can make and get down for a free, 4 to 5 yards. I mean, you see right here how I'm doing that pretty consistently for about 5-6 yards. Obviously, if they go to, blitzing their linebackers, a lot of players tend to, they try to blitz their linebackers. They do the whole press thing, and then they try to move their linebackers in, and they contain, and, they do this whole setup, right? We've seen this a million times. This play is equipped in that you have a table route to the left and a nice little seam hook route to the right. Your opponent has to choose left or right with their user. And then you're also in a spread set. So, you have the ability to really attack the seams, just go straight vertical off the line and try to just kind of quick pass this. So you have the ability to throw that out of the backfield. Obviously, you could throw streaks out of the backfield to either side, if you wanted to. If you're facing a heavy blitz, you're going to be able to kind of streak the left running back as well. That's something that you can definitely do. So, you run this play and then streak that running back. This gives you the ability to really attack vertically with all the different routes, and your opponent has to go vertical on one of them. So you're going to be able to, kind of pick and choose. Obviously, if they use the left seam, you can throw the ball to this running back out of the backfield and skedaddle up the field. But this is a decent quick pass play as well. You also have the ability with this play to kind of manipulate other zones too. Like if they are in cover 3, cover 3 is one of those zone coverages where you're going to be able to pretty easily bomb it for a one-play score. Just put the outside receiver, the solo receiver on the short side on a comeback route, smart route it, max protect, obviously double team the most likely threat to get to the quarterback. And then I'll do that same motion in that I use against cover 4, where I will motion this guy to the inside, snapping it right there so he leads out in front, pulls any of the deep zones, and allows this A route, which I'm going to get flushed on this play. Ideally, we were able to block Clowney. I'll kind of keep him off my quarterback here for this play. But ideally, what you're looking for out of this is for yourself to have a cover 3 one-play score. So you go to your max protect setup, you go to something that looks like this. Might even smart route down your S post here on this example, just to let him kind of get into his cuts a little bit quicker across the field. But again, let X run out in front, kind of allow this post route to get out into this spot on the field. and throw kind of a bomb over the top to that player against your cover three. So, you're able to bomb cover three as well with this play. When it comes to cover two, I love this play against cover two because of the fade route that you have on this play. So, that stock fade to Goodwin gets into a really nice spot. Kind of run that, he's going to get pressed. And then you kind of throw like a little outside pass lead into that spot, a little toe drag on the sideline, pick yourself up about 25, 30 yards against your cover two defense. You have other manipulations you can use against cover two as well. Obviously, this play does have a post on it, so you're going to try your best to try to split safeties if you can as well. You maybe could go with like a curl flat combination. You have a little hook in the middle of the field as well. So against your cover two, you have the ability to kind of, hit this little post and split those safeties. This play, all in all, is a very, very good zone beater. Like sneaky good. If your opponent is in man coverage, in particular like a cover zero, one thing that I will do is I will actually run it to the short side, where you can use this little motion to S post and kind of turn it into an S corner. So you might do something like this, where you kind of motion him across the formation, and you're looking to kind of snap the ball. He's going to get this nice little, actually, if you have post flag elite, you need this. They get kind of a good release off the line. We've talked about the motion to S post a couple days back, where if you have 90 release and 90 deep route running, this S post actually beats man to man really well. So that's something to kind of keep in the back of your mind as well. I can't really show it here with this slot receiver, and that's okay. But it is something that I wanted to make sure you guys knew. So try to run this here again. Try to give him a little bit of space. This is Deebo Samuel. So you kind of see right here. But if he had the post flag elite, he'll get those extra cuts and those extra separation. So that's something else you could do. It's not going to show here in regs as well as I want it to, but definitely something you could do there. In terms of the rest of the play, I mean, this is a great max protect play. This is a great quick hitter. You take a look at the rest of this formation in the West Coast offense. A lot of players won't use it because you can't audible out of it, but it doesn't mean that it's not useful for a couple plays a game. So as you take a look, you've got the play PAF slide. If you take a look at that, potential there for that S post to do some work. Especially against like your cover two zones. It just depends on how wide out it is. So you see here in this example, this S post actually could get really, really, really good against. So if I were to go ahead and do some max protecting here, maybe I'd do like a curl route, drag to the B receiver. This has potential to really beat cover two for a one play score. We'll see here if it actually pulls down, and it does. You're going to be able to throw that over the top for the one play score pretty easily. This formation is really good. I mean, obviously you have the two running backs, one on each side. You can max protect and really hold up well. So if your opponent goes into, pretty much, I mean, same thing with cover three sky. Like if they're in cover three, and you kind of want to like beat the cover three for a one play score, you have the ability to do kind of a similar thing with your PAF slide play, where you have the ability to maybe smart route the S post. Now your slot receiver Samuel is your pull route. You're going to motion Goodwin into the slot, maybe snap it right there, and just kind of buy your time. And you're going to hit that S post over the top for the one play score there. So kind of a route swap of that particular concept against cover three. And as we go through and we take a look at some of the other plays in the formation, there's just a lot to like about this, especially because it is in a popular playbook. It's got just some really good stuff. I mean, I really, really like this formation in general. I think hitch corner is sneaky just because you can pretty well pepper up the cover two underneath. So if you face a lot of cover two, that corner route is a steep corner route, so it does a really good job in that you can actually motion out one of the running backs and have kind of a 3-by-1 little smash concept. So use Mostert's kind of pull, and then use this little steep corner that should climb over the top, and you can throw that ball on the sideline, especially if they're base aligning their coverage where that vertical hook doesn't get a reroute on that steep corner route in this play. So like say you're facing someone who runs cover two and they base align, you're going to be able to get that free release to the A receiver and really get him into a spot where, he's able to get free a little bit over the top of that cloud flat without that reroute. So you see that reroute actually impacts the play worse. The reroute helps the play rather. When they don't reroute, it makes it worse because that guy doesn't get pushed into the cloud flat. So you take a look here in this previous play where this guy that's in the vertical hook, he isn't able to jam number 19 off the line. So 19 gets this free release and just runs unimpeded into this area of the field against cover 2. It's an easy up pass lead on the sideline for 30 yards. Whereas if they sit in cover 2 and they have that vertical hook out there, it's going to get that jam and push him to the sideline a little bit. And then that cloud flat can sink underneath it. But again, you could throw your hitch as well for 6, 7, 8, 9 yards underneath pretty easily. And you're going to be able to throw that hitch regardless. I mean, if they were to base align their cover 2, you're going to be able to, take that hitch as well. So you see here how that cloud flat's going to drop. Boom, we throw that hitch underneath. Good win. We pick up, again, 6, 7, 8 yards on that hitch pretty easily. Just really, really like this formation. I'm actually glad that people don't run it when they run the West Coast because I think that a good protection spread set in this game right now is tough to deal with. You take a look at some of the best players right now. I think of a guy like K-Mac, and he's running spread, but he's only got one running back. This is basically a 2-back spread set, and you could really stress some of the seam routes. I mean, if you use the simple motion, now all of a sudden you're in a simple gun spread where you're 2x2. So I love this formation and its flexibility. Obviously, if they're not base aligning, you have the ability to go to your run game if you can, and try to pick up yardage there as well. So yeah, I mean, this is a little formation that I really like, and I hope that you guys pick up a little something out of this mini scheme. We're able to bomb every single coverage cell, cover 3, cover 2, cover 4. Decent run game, decent quick pass game, some really sim underneath passing concepts, and some solid blitz beaters as well. So little 16-minute video for you guys that are in the 17-minute video, actually, for those of you in the West Coast offense, and give you basically an entire offensive mini scheme that can give you a nice drive coming out of half or starting out the game without really diving into your actual stuff that you want to run. This will give you a break and allow you to continue moving the ball. And let me know if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or complaints. Drop them below, and we'll see you guys tomorrow with our next video. Until then, this is Zan. Get in the lab and good luck.